That promises to be one of the most grueling tests of the season. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Round 3, WRC Rally Turkey, is a totally new event. 340 miles south of the capital, Ankara, is Rally HQ in Antalya. Rising from the shore of this Mediterranean resort are the Taurus Mountains, and that's where all the action will take place. Turkey is a country steeped in history. This is the land of Helen of Troy and Alexander the Great. At one time, the center of both the Roman and Ottoman empires, today it's a country that most of us know as a holiday destination. Millions of people come here every year to enjoy Turkey's cities, coffee houses, baths, and of course, its famous beaches. Antalya is one of the country's biggest resorts, but for rally drivers, this is no holiday. With 2 rounds of 14 gone, this is how the championship stands. Sebastian Loeb and teammate Colin McRae are tied at the top of the leaderboard, but just look at the pack behind them. Any one of Grunholm, Mark, Burns, and Mäkinen are all poised to pounce. And remember, they're all gravel experts. Turkey stages are very similar to the car-wrecking roads of the Cyprus and Acropolis rallies, so suspension and tires here are going to suffer. Weekend. Subaru also is confident. Tommy Mäkinen is buzzing after Sweden, while teammate Petter Solberg will be going for his second win. 9/10 of a mile sprint is the crowd's first opportunity to see WRC cars in anger. Taking the honors was Marcus Grunholm, 1/10 of a second ahead of Petter Solberg's Subaru. The question, and as morning dawns, it's serious business as World Rally crews get set to tackle the Rally of Turkey. Tire choice here will be a gamble with temperatures below freezing. The first 2 stages are reported to be icy. First to experience the tough conditions will be championship leader Sebastian Loeb. The young Frenchman has the worst conditions. He's clearing a line for the other cars and isn't expecting to win this stage. Citroën has worked hard in recent weeks to fine-tune the Zara for the slow, rough surfaces, such as Turkey. This is a big test for them. Next up is Colin McRae, and he loves the rough stuff, and it shows. He's gone better than Loeb. The split time show McRae is faster than Marcus Grunholm, who'd already admitted he didn't like this rally. Marco Martin launched his Ford into the stage, looking forward to a good run in what should be a strong car. But the man who was one of the pre-rally favorites was the first to hit trouble.
70, all right, into 2 minus left here.
Stuck in second gear, he lost a minute and a half.
72 right camber.
After Sweden, everyone was asking, is the Mack back? Well, maybe. It was a good start for the Finn, and Tommy was 6th overall. Subaru spent a lot of time testing gravel setups in Spain just prior to coming to Turkey. In fact, they worked a lot on the engine, dampers, and transmission setups, as well as tires. Petter Solberg watched Carlos Sainz start stage 2 of the Rally of Turkey. Just 2 minutes later, Petter's on his own campaign. out on an ice compound tire, and the tactics seemed to be paying off. He was fastest and took the lead. Francois Duval in the Ford and Armin Schwartz in the Hyundai Accent were benefiting from the road sweeping in the cars before them. Duval was third and Schwartz fifth. Harry Rovanperä was also benefiting from his road position. He was up to sixth. Back to the Peugeot of Marcus Grönholm. His power steering broke, and he's left fighting his 206 through the ruts and rocks. At the stage end, the lack of power steering certainly has taken its toll on the reigning world champ. Petter Solberg takes the early lead, but only by 9 seconds over teammate Mäkinen. Also going strong is Francois Duval in his Ford Focus. Just look at Sebastian Loeb, first on the road and down in ninth. In between World Rally stages is usually a pretty quiet time, but not in Turkey. Between stages, there's a chance to refuel, and for Ford's Mika Hirvonen, it's an opportunity to try to fix a broken oil line. But at least he made it there, unlike Sebastian Loeb and co-driver Daniel Elena. Sent out by the team without enough fuel, the pair lost their way and ran out of gas. The end of their rally. They say the relationship between a driver and a co-driver is like a marriage. This one looks like it was made on Joe Millionaire, not in heaven. Meanwhile, Mika Hirvonen is determined to make it through the stage. His earlier efforts at fixing the oil line are in vain. He's out. Already, this rally is gaining a fearsome reputation. Marcus Grönholm had to drive 18 miles with no power steering before he could even return to service. 3 minutes down on the leader, Marcus's rally is slipping away and the arm pump is starting to begin. In the number 2 Peugeot, Richard Burns. On board with the 2001 world champion. At the bottom of the screen you can see his telemetry, and it's easy to see what the driver and car are going through. Richard is down in 8th.
Water inside. 30 flat left minus cut. 100 crest.
With their young gun Loeb out, Citroën are counting on the experience of Colin McRae and Carlos Sainz to earn big points. Despite this off, Carlos is faster than McRae and up to 3rd overall. The temperature had risen to 52 degrees when Petter Solberg hit the stage, but still on the ice tires, there could be trouble ahead.
20 short 5 left.
Armin Schwartz is second fastest on the stage and now up to 2nd in the rally. The German proving the Hyundai has the power to match the big boys here in Turkey. Unfortunately, smoke inside the car means there's problems. Harry Rovanperä is a gravel expert, and Peugeot call on him to score on the rallies when they get this rough. No wonder Harry's smiling. He started the day down in 10th, but after a trouble-free run, he's now the new rally leader. But there's a different story for his teammate. Nothing like having to drive a race car that's on fire and not knowing where it's coming from. Armin is in 2nd. Carlos and the lone Subaru of Tommy Mäkinen are right behind him. This afternoon, as the crews make their way into Purgay. The stage is reported to be gravel-strewn. Bad news for the front runners. Music to the ears of Harry Rovanperä. Marcus Grönholm left service late, so his power steering could be repaired. Just 6 miles in, however, and it fails again. Marcus is 6.5 minutes down, and he feels he has little or no chance of salvaging anything from this rally. He requests permission to retire. The answer is no from the team. Richard Burns isn't having a great rally either. This weekend he's paired up with a new engineer, but it doesn't seem to be making the Englishman any happier. But there is still some growl left in the French Lion thanks to Harry Rovanperä. He's having a great run, absolutely no problems, and he's extending his lead.
5. Pitkä vasen helppo miinus. 7.
Let's compare his time to Colin McRae, who was first out. Look at the clock on the right. 10 seconds faster over just 8 miles. That's why road sweeping's such a big deal. It's unusual to see Gilles Finizzi going well on gravel, but this is an unusual rally. It's slow and rough, and he's reveling in it. Not many would have predicted Gilles would be in the points. Tommy Mäkinen is chasing the leader. He was on a softer compound than the others and felt it was costing him time. But he's still confident, and when Tommy's in this mood, anything is possible for the 4-time world champ.
Ja lyhyt helppo oikee, jatkuu tarkasti, pitkä helppo oikee miinus.
Here's 22-year-old Francois Duval. Now he's one of the newest drivers to hit the WRC, but you wouldn't know it from his performance today. Francois and his new co-driver Stefan Prévost had only met once before they even started working together, and they just started working together just 2 weeks ago. Thanks to Armin Schwartz's problems, Francois has moved up to second. The fastest Ford on the stage is Marco Martin. Now his gearbox is fixed, and he's flying.
70, short 6 left, 6 minus right, 4 left into 3 right here. 40, 5 plus left. 32 left long. 30, 3 minus right long.
Rovanperä's lead is now almost 16 seconds over Duval, but the Belgian's far from safe. Just look at the pack chasing from behind. Let's check in with Nicky Chris to find out what's happening at the other end of the leaderboard. Turkey's stage 6, and it's the second run through Sillon, and to Marcus Grönholm's relief, it's the last. Every stage of the day has brought trouble for the world champ, and after a brush with the banking, this one's no exception. He lives to fight another day, but he's got to be wondering, why me? Colin McRae was lying 6th overall when he started the stage.
Left over brake. Derby. Right and clear, left. Oh.
But a half spin's enough to drop him 1 position. At the top of the leaderboard, the fight for second was on, but not for Tommy Mäkinen. He starts tomorrow in 4th. Francois Duval's Focus is a car best suited to these rough conditions, and that must give him a lot of confidence. Along the roadside, team boss Guy Frecklein watches the man they call Mr. Consistency. Carlos Sainz has been out of the headlines all day, and he's poised to cash in on the troubles of his rivals. He approaches the finish line knowing he's going for second, and a good road position is ahead for tomorrow. The clock tells the story. A fantastic run from Carlos. He's 12 seconds faster and snatches second place. But the lead stays firmly in the hands of Harry Rovanperä. Looking tired but relaxed, he's now sizing up his chances of taking a victory on the first ever rally in Turkey.
Oikein helppo sisältä maali. 2:3.18.
Penny, this is how that leaderboard looks going into the day. Rovanperä has a 20-second lead from Sainz, who snatched second from Duval at the last moment yesterday. Now the Ford driver needs to protect 3rd place. Tommy Mäkinen's only 2 seconds behind. Antalya is on the Asian side of Turkey. From its Mediterranean beaches, the landscape rises to the peaks of the Taurus Mountains. With stages running above 3,900 feet, it makes it one of the highest tests in the championship. Running in reverse order, that means the slowest goes first. And thanks to yesterday's troubles, today's road sweeper is world champ Marcus Grönholm, who can't catch a break.
8 oikein pitkä hidas. Vasen eri sumpuun. Oikealle 4 ja vasen pitkä.
Tony Gardemeister's Skoda, as we've told you, is the biggest car in the championship, and it might not be very agile, but it's sturdy enough to survive. All he needs are for his rivals to have some problems, and he could score some points. The cars above were Hyundais, and they were having trouble. Freddie Loix's throttle was sticking. And problems with Armin Schwartz's accent. It cost him second place yesterday, but overnight the car had been completely rebuilt.
4 short minus, keep right, 3 short, no cut. 30, K right 2 rolled.
That's it, Manny.
What is?
Suspension.
But the car lasted just over 1.5 miles and a disappointing end after a good drive. Gilles Panizzi, the Tarmac Terror, is having a great run, and he's doing it in a customer Peugeot. Now, the difference between a customer car and a factory car is a customer car comes with mechanical instead of active diffs, which don't react as quickly and eat up tires, causing understeer, which of course punishes the tires even more. And since it's a customer car, he won't be scoring any points for Peugeot. Totally focused and knowing Francois Deval's third place is up for grabs is Tommy Mäkinen. Young Belgian so close, Tommy can almost smell him, just 2 seconds away. This is a crucial stage for the young driver who's leading Ford's campaign. He needs to keep Mäkinen at bay. Deval's target and his time are on the clock on the right.
Sommet gauche 60, sur sommet gauche 60 ouvre, sur droite 80, pour gauche à fond arrivé.
He did it, and he's opened up the gap. And it means he's taken a big chunk out of Carlos Sainz, and it's just fractions of a second off taking second place. Harry Rovanperä safely out of the battle and proves he's unruffled in the lead. Fastest on the first stage, it's going to be hard to catch today. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes, of course. Just 30 seconds separated from that battle for second, which is developing into a pretty good one. 12 seconds separate Mäkinen, Deval, and Sainz. Just look at Marcus Grönholm, way down in 15th and 1 place above the leading junior. It is nowhere near as rough as the last test, but at 18 miles, it'll be the longest of the day. Won't see many of those at Bike Week this year. Already Sebastian Loeb's out of the rally and Marcus Grönholm's out of the points. That's good news for Colin McRae. If he scores points at the end of this event, he could go into the lead in the Drivers' Championship. That spin, however, will drop Colin to 8th, but he won't settle for that, and you can bet he's going to be pushing hard for a bigger score before the day's done. This is McRae's biggest rival, Richard Burns. He was a 2001 world champ and wants the title back.
90 left.
Richard's benefiting from his road position. There's a good clean line on the road ahead, and he's sticking to it.
20 K left minus.
He jumps up 1 place to 5th overall.
K left to flat right 50. Medium left to flat right 50. K right long. In 70. K left plus tightens long.
Tommy Mäkinen's Impreza is the only Subaru left in the rally. This morning, team boss David Lapworth sent the Finn out under strict instructions: stay out of trouble. Tommy's enjoying his return to form, and he's on the gas. The split times show he's going fastest. Third place is waiting for him at the end of the stage, which is just 3 miles away. Unfortunately, he didn't stay out of trouble, and he won't get away with that impact. And sure enough, the suspension gives up in just a little bit.
25.052.
It's actually pretty unbelievable. There's barely anything left of the wheel, but he's still going and with a shot of getting third. It's going to be an agonizing wait for Duvall's stage time, which is coming up. Bringing the car back around, he's wondering if the spin has let Tommy by.
25 gauche 60 en frein pour gauche 40.
Duvall approaches the end of the stage, pushing as hard as he can. Tommy's time is on the right. Francois has got to match it.
50 arrivée, droite 120 ferme et 75 gauche 60.
No, he's slower. Tommy's so lucky, he's grabbed third. Now his target is Carlos Sainz, but the man they call El Matador was bullish on this stage. He's at the fastest time. His aim is now Harry Rovanpera's lead. Harry charged into the stage, praying for a continuation of his trouble-free run.
Oikea täys aukeaa 7.
Oh, but that's a big hit. The result, a bad oversteer and a shredded tire. It's going to cost him time, but the question is how much.
Ja oikea täys kireä maali.
Only 10 seconds slower than Sainz, so he's still feeling pretty lucky. The wheel is badly damaged, but he's still in the lead. It's cut to just over 20 seconds, and he can't afford any more problems, nor can Tommy Mäkinen. Among these mountain peaks, there's a lot of rough, rugged gravel up there in between now and the next service. Francois Duvall is still upset that he lost third place to Mäkinen. Now he has power steering problems, and Richard Burns is breathing down his neck. If Burns goes just a second faster, he's got Duvall's position. On board with Burns, and he's going for it. We told you Richard has a new engineer. His name is Christian Del Tombe.
Flat right long, 20, medium left, minus.
5 seconds quicker than Duvall, he's done it.
Richard finished the stage.
On board now with Tommy Mäkinen and co-driver Kai Lindstrom, who could be out of a job in the near future. Arne Johansson's Jumbo organization has developed a virtual co-driver. Stig Blomqvist used it this past year at Pikes Peak, and it worked flawlessly. Gyroscopes record data during recce, it computes them into pace notes, and then uses a voice synthesizer to repeat them.
Vasen eri suppu ja oikea pitkä vasen nopea plus helppo. Eli suostaa kääntyä.
Now that was a big hit. The bump trips the master switch and the engine's electrics are cut. Mäkinen doesn't know what's happened and he coached down the hill and off the rally route. Clearly frustrated, he spots the problem and fires up the Impreza. He gets back on track, but he's crawling to the end of the stage. The suspension shot again. This morning, Tommy was fighting for victory, and it's obvious winning here was going to mean a lot to him. It's been a hard battle, and it looks like it could be over. This is Harry Rovanpera coming through the stage. If we slow the shot down, it's easier to see just what these drivers have to contend with. It's little wonder they're having a rough ride. He has to be careful because out in front, the road's littered with gravel and rocks, just waiting to wreck his chances. I'm not sure how to say deja vu and finish, but he knows what I'm talking about. His suspension's gone too. He breaks the bad news to the team. There are a few drivers as experienced or as good as Carlos Sainz, and he's read this fearsome rally just right. He's had a controlled drive and has just waited for his rivals to hit trouble, and it's paying off. He's a new rally leader. Carlos sits on top. Rovanpera is out of sight, but Mäkinen's fifth thanks to emergency repairs. Nikki, how'd he pull off those repairs? Stage 11, and it may be lunchtime, but most of the drivers have had their fill of, you guessed it, Turkey. And I'm sure we'll hear about that one on the message boards on speedtv.com. There's still one more stage to go before service. That's 12 rocky miles for Tommy Mäkinen to drive with his tied-up suspension, and it's going to be a rough ride. Another stage, another struggle. Back to service for Rovanpera. His car continued to take a battering, and so did he. His lead was shattered. He dropped out of the top 10 below teammates Gilles Panizzi and Richard Burns. Just like Sainz, Burns is taking it steady, and the reward is second overall. Now it's time to have a bit of fun. He sets the fastest stage time.
70 flat right minus cut.
Colin McRae is also benefiting from the misfortunes of his rivals. A solid performance from the Scot. He's out of harm's way and fourth overall. Cruising is Carlos Sainz. He's watched the cars in front peel away, and they've handed him a lead of almost a minute. Sainz's lead and perseverance pays off for Tony Gardemeister. His strong Skoda's in the points, but it's a limp back to service for Rovanperä. The last two stages of the day, and Harry Rovanperä's day is destined to go from bad to worse. The frantic work back at service ran over by 4 minutes. That means a 40-second time penalty.
Hämäinen fyyli oikein koo sisältä.
In the end, it doesn't matter. The 206 starts to let go on the final stage of the day. Although this Peugeot 206 doesn't sound too good, the new evolution of the 206 should be homologated on June 1st, and the car should appear at Acropolis or Cyprus. Mitsubishi, by the way, their new Lancer should be ready by July or August. With steam coming out from under the hood, it's all over for Harry. After all that hard work, this rally's done. Marcus Grönholm, however, is still going. It was a much better day today. He even set a fastest stage time, but it will take a miracle for him to finish in the points. Fellow Finn, Tommy Mäkinen, is also out of the running. There are highs and lows when you're a rally driver, and this is definitely one day he's going to try to forget. Freddie Loix is Hyundai's sole survivor, but this rally really is turning into the survival of the fittest.
Go ahead, we're listening.
Yes, the turbo is broken. I'm still driving, but I have a lot of blue smoke. Can I do something?
Scary moment for the Belgian, but he manages to get going again. He's ninth. One driver who has stayed out of trouble is Tony Gardemeister. The Skoda Octavia is big, but it's tough, and the Finn's in a great position. So it's Colin McRae. His fourth place looks safe, but the former world champ will fight to the finish. There's not only the rally to win, there's a lead in the championship up for grabs today.
Into left and 3 right and 2 left minus tightens through bump.
That's also what Burns is fighting for, and finishing above teammate and rival Grönholm will be a bonus. Rally leader Carlos Sainz has been simply stunning here in Turkey. If he wins tomorrow, he'll equal Colin McRae's record of 25 victories. Nikki, what's your take on the situation? You could be right, Nikki. Some of the biggest names in rallying are fighting to win this first ever Rally of Turkey, and sandwiched in the middle is Francois Deval, who's done a great job to hold on to third. Despite his scary moment, Freddie Loix is ninth, and as we've seen, it's worth hanging in there because, again, you never know what's going to happen. On this, the third and final day of the Rally Turkey, high up in the Taurus Mountains above Antalya, there's 5 rough stages awaiting the crews. And the first is one of the shortest in the championship. And with the crews arriving at the start of stage 14, there's just a few minutes to make final preparations to the cars. On the road is world champ Marcus Grönholm. Once again, he's the road sweeper. But this is the second run through this stage, and there's a clear line ahead. He's on the pace and sets the time to beat. At the start of day 2, Tommy Mäkinen was fighting for victory. Today, he's fighting for a point. The Finn was slower than Grönholm and is down in 8th. McRae has everything to fight for. He's currently leading the Drivers' Championship, but he needs a good finish here if he's going to hang on to it. Richard Burns might have something to say about that. If he holds on to second place, he can move in front of McRae.
50 fast right plus. 50 right max.
It's not often we get a chance to show you a whole stage. Since this one's just under 2 miles, it's a great opportunity to ride on board with the leading Peugeot driver. Here's Richard commentating on his own run through the stage.
We're just into stage 14 today, and there's a lot less gravel than there was on the first day. There's a lot more grip. We also had a slightly better tyre. I had too hard a tyre for stage 2, but the main reason that we were quicker today by such a margin was that you can see on the road there's such a clean line, and to be honest, it was almost like tarmac in some places. Just a hell of a lot of grip. You didn't even really need to slide the car all that much. Just keep it neat and tidy, and use what grip we had.
Right plus in long 60, medium left minus, tightens to fast right 50. Fast left minus, in long 20, easy right cut long 30, medium left minus, to fast right minus stone long 20, K left plus, don't cut, 40, flat left 30, flat right long 50, flat right minus long, 20 flat right, 50 over crest, slow K left, in long, 70, fast right long 30, medium right long, slippy maybe, 50, fast left minus long, 50, medium left plus in, 20 fast right long, 60, medium left long to flat right, 70, K right plus and K right plus in, 80, right max 60, K left in, 50, crest 60, medium left plus 60, fast left in long 50, medium right plus.
Burns is third fastest on the stage, and his overall position of second is safe. Although Carlos Sainz has a lead big enough for him to take it easy, he doesn't back off much. Sometimes if you back off, you can lose your rhythm, then it's easy to make a mistake. Let's check in with Nicky Grist to find out the difference between first and second at this point.
Here we've got two different driving styles, but equally effective. If you have a look at Carlos Sainz, he tends to use the steering much more and sets up the car on the handbrake into the corners, where Richard uses the foot brake but keeps the car relatively straight. There's the yellow board. We're coming up to the finish now.
Plus 60, fast left in long.
Just look out. Burns 1/10 quicker.
A minute and 19 seconds separates Sainz from Burns. Duvall's having a great run in third, and Tommy Mäkinen's in the hunt for 1 point. At the other end of the leaderboard, however, and out of the points are Freddie Loix. With a combined distance of 22 miles, Turkey stages 15 and 16 are the morning's toughest test. It's been a frustrating rally for Marcus Grunholm. Problems with the car on day one dropped him down the leaderboard and out of the fight early. Needless to say, the world champ's not too used to that. It's very likely there's going to be a new championship leader at the end of this rally, and it must be agonizing for Marcus to watch his rivals fighting it out in front of him. Hyundai had a great start to this event. Armin Schwartz was in second place, but he had to retire yesterday, leaving Freddie Loix to lead their campaign for manufacturer's points. But it takes a long time to recover from this spin. After stage 16, he's 9th overall. Ahead of the Belgian is Tommy Mäkinen. He's in 8th, and if he doesn't have any problems, he'll probably stay there, and that means he'll earn a point. Tony Gardemeister's been steady throughout this event, maneuvering the Octavia through the rough stages. He's hoping to hang on to 6th. But Marco Martin has the Finn in his sights. Marco was one of the pre-rally favorites, but mechanical problems on the first day left him out of the fight. On stage 15, he's still pushing hard and going for Gardemeister. Take a look at the clock. Tony's completed the stage in just under 22 minutes. Martin's much faster. He's grabbed 6th place. Gilles streets have been so impressive in Turkey. The asphalt experts going well on the rough gravel, even though he's in a non-works Peugeot. Colin McRae is always so exciting to watch. He's pushing hard for points. Francois Deval's been a real star on this event. His Ford Focus still in third. And we're right on board now with Deval and his new co-driver, Stefan Pervode.
25, droite 60, sur gauche 60, ferme tenir. 60, ferme tenir.
Francois makes it look easy. He wins stage 16.
25, gauche en frein, sur long droite 40 ouvre.
Richard Burns knows that he's unlikely to eat into Carlos Sainz's lead. He's over a minute separating the pair. Race strategy has been the key for Sainz all the way through this rally. He's kept it steady, and that's what he's doing right now. That's why they call him Mr. Consistency.
Para izquierda acá, corta en cuarta. Para derecha acá, corta en cuarta. Para izquierda acá, en cuarta se cierra poco. Uno. Rasante derecha, buena posible tercera.
With just 2 stages to go, this is how they stand in the Rally of Turkey. Carlos Sainz's lead is so big, he could afford to ease off. First car through stage 17 is due at 1 o'clock, and it's the world champ, number 1, Marcus Grunholm. Marcus is still going, but on day 1, things are so bad, he'd asked the team if he could retire. They said no. That persistence just might pay off.
Seitsemän. Oikein ahdas kirraa. 5 ja vasen pitkä eri. 8.
He might not be in the thick of the fight, but he sends out a reminder to his rival. He's still the man to beat. Just watch the clock on your right. Marcus is fastest on the stage. Tommy Mäkinen is in 8th overall. He's got to be disappointed in having problems earlier, but at least he's still running, unlike his teammate Petter Solberg, who's out.
Pitkä vasen eri plus vähän kapea alku aukeaa heti. Ja lyhyt helppo oikee, jatkuu tarkasti, pitkä helppo oikee miinus.
Francois Deval, meanwhile, is up there with the big boys. A mature drive from the 22-year-old. New co-driver Stefan Pervode is 34 years old, and he replaces Jean-Marc Fortin. The change was made based on personal reasons. That was the only one given. Stefan used to work with Bruno Thierry and won a Formula 2 World Championship back in 1993 with Bruno.
60, ferme 40. Sur droite 60, tenir. Gauche sur droite 60. Et frein pour gauche droite 40.
Fast left, fast
In
right.
second place, Richard Burns is pushing hard, keeping the pressure on the man in front.
60. K left plus slippy long to water to K left minus. Slippy, 60.
That man, of course, is Carlos Sainz. He's so close to that win, he's no longer taking any risks, avoiding every rock and bump on the road.
Para Rasante derecha, buena más corta, ras, para 1. Izquierda rápido, ojo poco tarde, para 1. Derecha buena más corta en quinta, abrirse, acaba rápida, ojo.
Remember, Marcus Grunholm was fastest on this stage. Let's go back and compare his time to Carlos.
Quinta, abrirse. Izquierda, derecha buena más en quinta, se cierra poco. Para izquierda buena más, poco posible quinta, se cierra. Para derecha rápida, menos, se cierra el ras. Para izquierda buena más en quinta, para derecha buena más ojo.
The Spaniard is much slower. He's not pushing at all. Still no change on the leaderboard. Points are precious, so everyone's protecting their position. He's had an amazing debut in the WRC calendar. 3 full action-packed days, and now there's just 1 stage to go. 12 miles at Camara is all that separates Carlos Sainz from a record-tying 25th win. Despite fighting hard, it's all been in vain for Freddie Loix. 10th place in the rally means no points for him or his team. Tony Gardemeister has done a great job bringing home his Skoda. The 3 points he earns for the team put him ahead of Hyundai in the manufacturers' battle. And at last, the end's in sight for Marcus Grunholm. He earns 1 manufacturer's point for his efforts.
lähtemään.
Tommy Mäkinen's had a hard time in Turkey. Yesterday, the rest stages got the better of the Finn and the Subaru Impreza. He finishes 8th.
Älä oikaise, aukee 2. Pitkä K oikein, aukee vähän alas.
Marco Martin is Ford's #1 driver, but this time he wasn't as fast as his teammate Francois Deval. He's battled hard under pressure from some of the biggest names in the business and beat them. It's a podium position. Gilles Panizzi vowed he'd start taking points on the gravel rallies. 5th in a non-works Peugeot. Points for the driver, but not for the team. It's a crucial day in the championship. He finishes 4th, and he gets 5 points.
Right plus.
His biggest rival, Richard Burns, finishes 2nd. That's 8 points. The championship has a new leader. The next round of the WRC takes place in New Zealand. That's one of Burns' favorite rallies.
Richard finished the stage.
You have to hand it to Carlos Sainz and Mark Marty. The pair were steady throughout, avoiding the hazards and caught out their rivals.
Acá, bueno, la izquierda Fernando, para la izquierda metía más. Venga, que ya se acabó.
Joder.
It's the first win for the new pair, and I'm sure it feels great. First to congratulate them in his own special way is Colin McRae.
Congratulations, Carlos. Not bad for an old man.
The first ever WRC Rally Turkey comes to an end, and it's been a thriller. It was 18 brutal stages for the drivers, but in the end, pure delight for Carlos Sainz. Marcus Grunholm finishes 9th. Behind him, Freddie Loix's Hyundai. There's now a tremendous battle in the Drivers' Championship. Burns is on top, but look at how close it is behind him. Retirements leave Petter Solberg and Armin Schwartz at the bottom of the chart, though. Carlos's result is great for his team. There's a great battle in the Manufacturers' Championship. Citroën are on top, and they're loving it. Citroën wins the rally, but it's not